So Mixer is growing in popularity, obviously because of Ninja moving over.
As of today, I will be streaming exclusively on Mixer.
But what that means is a lot of people are now wondering how to switch to Mixer or streaming to Mixer. So I've prepared a little tutorial for you guys if you've been wondering what you need to do to be able to get started streaming to Mixer. Stay with me. Mixer. You've probably heard of it, but have not really given it too much consideration because it was always third fiddle, not even second fiddle, to YouTube, then to the king, Twitch. Well, Microsoft snagged Ninja over onto the platform for an exclusive streaming deal for untold amounts of money, a lot of money essentially.
I know, it's exciting.
But what that means is now a lot of people are looking at that platform as something viable. Ninja, in a way, legitimizes the platform. And honestly, Mixer is actually kind of cool because you get co-streaming, what Twitch calls squad streaming. But co-streaming on Mixer is something I experimented with a while back. I've always wanted something like that on Twitch. Getting with a few friends, streaming all together, and then putting them all in one place for everybody to watch, for other people to watch. You're actually streaming with your squad mates, and people can actually see what they're doing instead of just looking at your one screen. And it's available to everybody on Mixer, so that's cool. It also has a lot of features when it comes to interactivity, and definitely one of the other cool things on it is it has something called the Ftl Encoder. Well, its Ftl Encoder allows almost real-time interaction with you and your audience. So it's very, very neat in a few different things. And what it does do well. But one of my most favorite things on it is it's not bandwidth capped, or rather the ingest is not capped. What that means is you can send however much bitrate you want to Mixer, and then if viewers have a problem with it, they can just select what resolution they want to watch at. This is called transcoding, and anybody could watch without any buffering or anything like that because they can just adjust for it. Twitch limits non-partners to 6,000 kilobit per second max, which is limiting, especially if you want to go to 1080p 60. So if you're going to be streaming to Twitch, you're pretty much locked down to 720p 60 or 900p 60 within that bitrate limit if you want your streams to look good. But if you have a lot of internet upload speed, you can just bomb it onto Mixer, and who cares? As long as it looks good at that, people watching can just turn it down. You don't get guaranteed transcoding on Twitch. That's something that you just don't get over there. You might get lucky and get transcoding. You do get a little bit of priority if you're an affiliate, and you only get it guaranteed if you're a partner, but it's available to everyone on Mixer, and that's really neat. So they do have a lot of legit stuff. It is definitely worth your consideration, and I'm sure you're watching this video to get to the tutorial, so let's get to it. And so here we are at the desktop. Once here, just open your internet browser, go to streamlabs.com/Streamlabs OBS, or alternatively, you can just Google Streamlabs OBS and it is the first result. Once here, you can just click download Streamlabs OBS. It will start a download. And when that's ready, go ahead and run the installation. It's already installed, so let's just go ahead and open it over here. It will run through like its own little initialization stuff, and then you'll get this screen. And so since we're setting up for Mixer, you want to click the link for Mixer right here. So connect your Mixer account. I already had it logged in onto the web browser, but if you don't, I guess this will come up. I guess I got to do it again. Sign in with Mixer. And Mixer signed in. Go ahead and give it a permission, approve what you need it to do, and then you'll be presented with this screen here. So I don't want to do any scene selection import. We're starting from scratch, so let's just go ahead and press continue, start fresh. And here we are, fresh Streamlabs OBS screen. I'm going to maximize right here. And you can see on the bottom right, the mic, aux, desktop audio, that stuff is already by default. And to make sure desktop audio is getting captured, let's ping it. There you go. And if you want to make sure that your desktop and mic audio devices are the actual ones, you can just click the little cog, go to properties, and you see here it's default. I have obviously desktop audio is default to my headset, and that's what that's reading. Or you can specify right here a specific output if you're using something different. Same thing for the mic. We're going to click the wheel, I'm going to click properties, And again, it's default. My mixer or my interface is the default device, or you can just specify it. So I'm gonna put Sound Blaster K3 Plus, and there we go. Now I'll know that no matter what changes there, as long as OBS or Streamlabs OBS has that set as the microphone, it will always read my interface as the microphone. And yeah, so we don't have anything right now. We don't have any sources or anything like that, or anything fancy looking, right? Cool thing about Streamlabs OBS is they include all that stuff for you to get started easily and quickly. So on the top here, we're gonna click themes, and themes is where you're gonna find your overlays, alerts, all sorts of stuff. I happen to be a fan of the Glitch 2 stream package, so we're gonna click that, and we're gonna click install overlay over here on the right. This is the free version. You can also get a paid version that's going to have more animations and things to it. So definitely check out that and any other paid ones if you want to go that way, because Nerd or Die makes some good stuff. Anyways, we're going to click install overlay, adding it as a fresh scene, and boom, look at that. It does all your scenes right there for you. And then some, it sort of looks like. So welcome screen, delete. This is just showing you what it is, and it's just some information. We're going to delete that. We can just select it and press the minus sign on there. You have a stream starting screen. Now we're on the editor screen right now, and if there's stuff on here that you don't want, then just click it and remove it. It's actually super simple. Schedule, well, not everybody can hold a schedule, so you don't want to commit to anything, right, that you're not sure you'll be able to keep. Either way, if you don't want it, click it and delete it. Or if you do plan on setting a schedule, click what you don't want or edit it, and then you can just go into here. Look, schedule. Everything that I click appears down here in the sources section. So if I want to change something, I'm going to double click it, or I'm going to go here, schedule a right, and you can see where it highlights it. And let's see how I can change it. Boom, there we go. Text. So I'm going to put my own text here. Look, you can put all the text in different lines, and let's just say I stream from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. every night. So I'm going to do that, and then just replace it on every line, right? Boom, replaced on every line. And well, I guess I only replaced it on 2 of the lines. Either way, you can just keep going here. How many lines do I need? Oh, a little too much, but there you go. So you can just edit it or anything, but if you don't want it, just select it and hit delete. And as far as the days go, same thing. Double click it, and you see in the text right here which days you can put on there. You can adjust as necessary. Let's say you're only going to stream Tuesdays and well, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursday, Friday. Boom, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Or you don't want it there, select it, delete, select, delete, and there we go. So a lot of times on these sorts of things, you'll see stuff where you can put your socials. See where it says /YouTube URL, /Twitter URL. Yeah, same thing. Just click it, go in and edit it. It's not a big deal. Let's see, social 3 is for Facebook. So for us, I would put /Coalition Gaming Crew. And this is just an example. There's a Twitter. Our Twitter is that source. You see here, Twitter URL, just to verify it's correct. We are Coalition Tech YT on Twitter. And then YouTube URL ends up being social 1 here. And if you're watching this video, then you definitely know we are Coalition Gaming on YouTube. Boom, look at that. Basically, that's mostly it. You see your name there. That's definitely one you're going to want to change. Coalition Gaming. And look at that. Just like that. Coalition Gaming stream starting. And that's pretty neat. So you can check out more scenes over here on the left in game. Arguably this is going to be the most important one, and I'm going to show you how I like to do it. You guys can click and edit like I showed to your heart's desire, but I like a more simplistic thing, so I don't like a lot of this stuff. So I'm going to select it, delete it, select it, delete it, select it, delete it, select, delete, select, delete. Down here, same thing, select, delete, select, delete. And this is different size webcam boxes, and you can, it showed it on the left or the right. Well, if you have a 16:9 webcam, or you don't mind taking up a bit more space on your screen, like something that's going to be 1080p or 720p, you can use this box on the left. If you're a fan of smaller box, so you can have more screen for your game, then use one on the right. That's 4:3. So I like the smaller box. I'm going to delete the widescreen box, grab the smaller box, and put it over here. And you see it sort of snaps into place. You have your top tip, new cheer, and subscriber listed right under it. Those will work automatically. And now I can put my webcam source here. Let's see if it lets me add one, because I'm using my source at the moment. So if you want to add a webcam source to your scene here, you're going to want to hit the plus sign. You're going to hit that would be video capture device, add source. We're going to call it webcam. We're going to click add source, and I should be able to select my XSplit source. So XSplit VCam. Quick cut here, just to fix it, I just had to correct my resolution on it. It's at 1920 by 1080, which I mentioned is a widescreen resolution. But the cool thing about all this is that you can just shrink the window down. And this is something you're gonna have to do a lot if you're gonna be streaming, adjusting sources and stuff. So you're gonna shrink the window down, and then what I'm gonna do is crop it. Now, here's something that's really important when it comes to streaming, is that you need to get your layers, your order correct. And right now the webcam is on top of the overlay. The webcam needs to be under the overlay. So I'm gonna move it here. I'm gonna select webcam and just drag it down. And then you see how the bars now appear over me. The webcam is now behind the overlay, but above the gameplay. So when I add a game source, we'll be fine. So we're gonna drag this into place, or rather, I'm gonna just adjust. So cool thing here, we're gonna move the webcam over here, hold Alt. Holding Alt on the keyboard, and I'm going to just shrink it in a little bit. I'm gonna hold Alt on the right side, shrink it in a little bit. And I'm gonna bring it over here and sort of place it where I want, shrink the top down a little bit, boom. So if you had a 1080p webcam, but a 4:3 box, you're still okay. And I'm gonna adjust the bottom up. There we go, look at that. Now I'm perfectly placed in the webcam box. So ain't that neat? Now you see me in two different places because I'm recording with my regular OBS studio, and I'm in here on OBS, well, Streamlabs OBS. So yeah, camception. Anyway, so you're definitely gonna want to add a game source here, because you're streaming something, right? For me to add a game source, I always do game source by capture. So I'm gonna launch a game in the background right now, and let's launch PUBG. Okay, so the game is launched. I'm gonna go ahead and click down here, plus sign. I'm gonna add game capture, click add source. I'm gonna call that PUBG. You guys can hear it in the background now. And then with PUBG selected, I'm gonna hit capture specific window. This is my favorite way of doing it. With specific window, click window, find PUBG here, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. You may want to click, let's see here, limit capture frame rate, just to be on the safe side, and then press done. Well, I guess the servers are down, and either way, we can still get our point across here. I added the game, and now it's covering everything. So you might ask yourself, what do? Well, just like I showed you with the webcam, you want to grab the game and put it under all the sources. The game, any game that you add, it needs to be underneath everything, because all your alerts, everything needs to be over the game. So we're gonna grab PUBG, we're gonna slide it on down to under the alerts box. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna grab the alerts box and put it on the very top, because alerts need to be on top of everything. So literally, just like I'm saying on top and PUBG needs to be on bottom, if you look at your sources list, it reflects how I'm saying that. And now PUBG is behind, the game is behind the screen, and everything looks like a normal game stream. So I went ahead and closed the game. We're gonna move on to one more scene here to show you guys. Be right back soon. And this is very much the same as the stream starting. Click your name, you're gonna change the name. You're gonna adjust what you need to on this scene, and for the most part that should take care of you guys. Now these are just extra assets on here, so if you wanted a different scene and you didn't want to do all the other configuring like I showed you earlier, you can just click one of these scenes and then add your configurations there. But most of the times they're just assets, you can just delete those. So you have that gone. I don't want to do stream starting gone. Support bar bottom down. So we're just going to go through and delete these real quick. And so those are deleted. So now you have a more traditional looking scene setup. A stream starting screen, in-game gaming stream or scene, BRB scene, just chatting, sort of an intermission scene. And again, you see anywhere where you can click, like where it says YouTube URL, Twitter URL, Facebook URL, just click those and change them into properties to your channel information. And then we have, of course, the stream ending seen. Now, this is the basis of your setup. Now, I'm going to come back over to the in-game screen where you guys tend to spend most of your time. And we want to make sure that your alerts are working. Fortunately, Streamlabs OBS has something built in for this. So if you go down to where it says Test Widgets, you can just click Follow. Look at that. Coalition Gaming is now following, it says. Now, I have an alert box here. I have it highlighted. You can double click it and go into the properties and sort of resize it here, change the font size. Now, from what I saw originally, these start with a rather large font size setup. So where you can click here on the left side, you can enable or disable the alerts. I'm going to click Hosts, and this is where you can come to change things as well. It's on the default alert right now, which is plenty for just getting started. If you wanted to customize it, you can do it all here. And where you see font size 32, that's a good size for it because it starts at like 64 and it's way blown up and it's huge. Yeah, too much. So definitely something you want to do on the stock alerts is you want to go through, click follows, hosts, things like that. Change the font size to a more reasonable number, like in the 30s. Subscriptions is a 37, 30. See, like there's 64 for a merch link. Too big. I'm gonna just go down to the 30s again. Donations. Already down in the 30s, I believe. Yep, I already adjusted that one, and there you go. Now, if you wanted to change the alert, it's a little bit different here. So, see, I'm going to click over here, media. Well, let's do follow one. That'll be the most common one. I'm clicking follow. I'm going to click media. You can also click animation. Well, this is what the text does on the alert. Anyways, though, media. This is what it would show. So you can show like a totally different GIF or anything like that. And whatever GIF you want. Let's see what kind of files this. I'm going to click change media, and there are stock files here that you could also use. So if you didn't have anything yourself, you can just go through the stock files and let's say, hey, this is a pretty cool follow alert. This one with the guy shooting this rocket car thing. And we're going to click that. And yeah, let's see, done. Now it's that. So if somebody were to, you can even change the volume here. Look, volume, I'm going to crank that up to 100. You want to hear those follows. So that's done. I just changed and did a completely custom, even though it's using a stock animation, but it's mostly a completely custom follow alert. I'm going to click it again just to test see how it looks. Oh, what do you know? There it goes. So that's pretty neat as far as being able to test. You can also test the subscription alert. Let's see how that looks. Little zombie guy running again. It says Coalition Gaming just subscribed. This is a test. And then donation alert if you happen to have a donation link on your page. And this is how it'll look. So you do definitely want to go through and customize those if you want to stand out a little bit. But if you just want to get started, the stock stuff works just fine. So now we get into a little bit of the technicals. You want to click the settings wheel right here, and you'll be brought to this screen. Now, most of the time with Streamlabs OBS, it has a really, really solid auto optimizer. But from what I'm told, it only works if you log in with a Twitch account. So Mixer, you're going to need to go through it a little bit differently. So we're going to go to Stream, verify that it says Mixer, FTL, and all this stuff looks the way that it does. And you should be good to go here. Logging in with Mixer automatically takes care of this part anyways. Then we go to output, and in output you have two options under output mode, simple and advanced. Now I'm going to go over an advanced setup for you guys. And advanced, let's say you have an 8-core CPU like a Ryzen 7 1700, 2700, or 3700 or better, or let's say I guess an Intel i9 9900K, possibly even the 8700K. Advanced mode is where you want to go. We're going to uncheck Enforce Streaming Server Encoder settings, and then we're going to use the X264 software encoder. Rescale output, leave that unchecked. CBR is where you want to leave that, and your bitrate. You want to make your bitrate maybe no more than 3/4 of your total internet upload speed. I'm going to go ahead and just make it 6,000. Because 6,000 is a decent bit rate for the resolution that we're going to be using. And what's really cool about Mixer streaming is it has live transcoding, and it's pretty good because if your bit rate is too high, it's okay because the viewers can just transcode down to a lower resolution and keep on watching and be perfectly good, unlike Twitch. unless you're a partner, or you get lucky with, I guess, with available transcoding. You can't rely on that. Anyways, let's keep going. CBR, 6,000 kilobits per second. Use custom buffer sizes. You can just leave that alone. Keyframe interval, that should be 2. And then your CPU usage. Now, you want to start with very fast. See how your game performs and how your stream looks. And if you're happy with it, you can leave it there. If not, you can start slowing it down. Faster, fast, medium. Don't go any slower than medium. Slow is not meant for live streaming. Anything slow, slower, very slow, don't use it for live streaming. The slowest you want to go is medium. And if you have an 8-core Ryzen, you can probably get all the way down to fast, even medium possibly, and it'll look fantastic. But very fast is a good starting point. Profile, we're going to set it to high. And tune, we're going to leave that alone. X264 options, going to leave that alone, but I'm going to drop a video in the link a video in the description below that goes over a little bit of X264 options. Thank you, EPOSVox. And that is the basic streaming setup here in the output section. If you have a 8700K or better, or Ryzen 1700 8-core or better. Now, if you don't, if you only have a processor that's a little lower than that, or you just want to keep the load off the CPU, you do have the other options. Now, here you can select, where is it? Right here, encoder, and you see hardware NVENC, new. And if you have a Radeon card, you also see hardware Radeon, I believe is what it'll say. I have a video where I talk about the Radeon encoder that'll be linked right over here. And so you guys will make sure you want to catch that one as well. I talk about this setup, but with the Radeon encoder. So we want to use the hardware NVENC new. And this is assuming you have a GTX class GPU or better. And then so you see now the settings change again. Let's go back to 6,000 kilobit per second. Again, the more you can give it, the better, especially on Mixer, but you are limited by your internet upload speed, so be aware of that. Keyframe interval 2 preset. We're going to go to max quality if you have an RTX or Turing card GTX 1660 or better. If you don't, and you play a game that's light, it doesn't hit the system too hard, you can leave max quality option turned on. Otherwise, if you have anything older than a Turing card, we're talking 600 series, 700 series, 900 series, and the 1000 series, you want to use quality. Quality is basically the same as old school NVENC 2-pass encoding. Rather, that's what max quality is. 2-pass encoding will dip into GPU resources on anything 600 series to 1000 series, where quality won't, at least not so much. So it'll still look decent as well. Profile high, leave that alone. Look ahead, leave that alone. Cycle visual tuning, leave that alone. GPU 0, leave that alone. Max B frames, that's 2. Leave that one alone because it's already on 2. And this is the setup if you're going to be doing NVENC. Again, you want to play around with your bitrate, see what's comfortable for you, but you also want to play around with this quality preset, max quality or quality, and see what works for you. But either of those two options will look pretty good. Now, I really like streaming 720p 60 for the bitrate budget that any upload limit will limit you to, essentially. 720p 60 will give you the best quality while still looking good on a screen, be that small or large. So over here on video, base canvas is going to be your monitor. And that's fine, 1920 by 1080. Output scaled resolution is what will go out to the streaming service, Mixer in this case. Downscale filter, we're going to select Laxos, so everything looks better. It doesn't hit too hard, so it's might as well. And then common FPS values, you see common FPS 30, we're going to go to 60. And that's it. You can press done at this point and launch your game, switch over to your starting screen, hit go live, tell all your friends you're going live, and to come say hello. Then when you're ready, click to the in-game scene. You'll have your game running behind all this like I demonstrated earlier. Your webcam's there, you're ready to talk to your homies. And just a note as well, if you have not added a microphone source, over here on this side is where you do that. However, it's not always so clear. Now here's your chat, and I don't know how to open that up, but the cool thing about Streamlabs OBS is, yeah, you even have your Mixer chat built into it. Type to chat, like boom, boom, and you see some StreamYard stuff, and it's something else I was experimenting with. This is a really nice thing with Mixer in that you have this sort of option where you can do it all in one, watch your chat right in there, get on over, move your window over to another screen, and then monitor everything from inside Streamlabs OBS without necessarily having to have too many windows open. Too many windows will degrade your streaming performance and gaming performance if you're doing everything from one system. If you guys want any more information on a 2 PC setup, and still all of this still applies, then make sure you head on over to the video linked right over here. And most of this still applies, even though you will be using slightly different things, and you'll see in that video. So settings, one more time. If you want to make sure that your microphone is added, you want to go to audio, and you see desktop audio device is set to default, mic/auxiliary device set to default. You can also specify here which one you want to be your microphone. If you happen to have a webcam that has a microphone built into it, it will more than likely enable it. So make sure you find your webcam, and then you just click mute on it so you don't get any echo. One more important thing to consider in all of this is that you have, like, let's see, alert box. This one's really important. Go to properties on your alerts box, double click it. Actually, let's right click it. We're going to go to, where is it here? Properties. Okay, same thing. And look for right here where it says source. Shut down source when not visible. This is good. It's already checked. Make sure that all your sources have this shut down source when not visible checked. And that way you also avoid any additional stress on your system, as well as any echoing, because we all hate that. Make sure that is checked on everything. I can't stress that enough. It will really help with any issues you may encounter. And that's it. You're ready to stream to Mixer. You can press go live, and like I said, tell all your friends come to your stream. And yeah, so let's get back up there. So that should cover most of the basics to get you guys up and running. Obviously, I showed different ways where you can customize as well as personalize to make sure that your stream will work and look good as well. But man, Streamlabs OBS really does make it easy. Hopefully, StreamElements pretty soon gets Mixer support. I've heard that they've been working on it, but I also have heard that the Mixer API isn't exactly the friendliest thing to hook into. So that means more work for stuff like StreamElements. And so Streamlabs OBS, they have the whole game right now. So, but there are other options. Something called StreamYard is one that's out there, a little bit more difficult to set up, I guess you could say. It works similarly to StreamElements as far as browser sources, everything running through browser sources, but everything is, you have to create it from scratch in the browser editor, which is cool. And I'm sure that gives a lot of flexibility to people who want to fully super duper customize everything. But for now, if you want to get up and running, the fact that you're watching this means that you wanted to get up and running quickly and easily, Streamlabs OBS is king. And so I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Hope you found it informative, useful, or helpful in any way. Make sure you click that thumbs up button if you haven't already. Subscribe. Something we really would appreciate you guys do is hitting that subscribe button. And I want to let you all know that we stream every Thursday, 8 p.m. Pacific. So we're not just all talk when it comes to this streaming stuff. We like doing it too. And make sure you catch us there again every Thursday, 8 p.m. Pacific. Hit that subscribe button. And we're all over the place. YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, all that stuff. Everything will be linked down in the description below. Come talk with us on our Discord, and make sure, again, you hit that subscribe button. We always got more coming, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.